what can we do to tie together the critical race theory, the critical theory issue, the cancel culture issue, and bring that home to the parents and the students who are in the government schools? Have you thought through that, and do you have a strategy?
So critical race theory is a branch of critical theory, and critical theory is also what informs feminism, which has been around for 50 years, at least in some sort of codified philosophical sense. And part of the thing about critical theory is that it's trying to get people to understand lived experience and how lived experience might impact the way we view the world. The problem with critical theory is that it's trying to put into sort of philosophical law, so to speak, what that lived experience is. And that's just something that we should be using to learn about one another, right? There's information there that is useful, right? Somebody's lived experience about how they have endured gender dysphoria might be useful to me in relating to them as a Christian, just as a human being, and how can I work with them? That doesn't mean it should get that should rewrite natural law theory. It doesn't mean that it should rewrite political theory or rights theory or anything like that. But at the very least, we can have conversations, open conversations about lived experience, how that affects things so that we can get a clearer picture of a multifaceted issue.
That's good, and actually interesting to think about that, because that CRT component speaks more on lived experience. That's how you get people like a Justice Sotomayor, where she was touted as somebody that we needed to have a Latina woman on the Supreme Court. That's how we get Brown. What's her first name?
Ketanji.
Ketanji, thank you very much. We have to have a Black woman, so it's that idea that those lived experiences are going to somehow make us wiser, but that's not necessarily the case.
Well, and women's activity in politics has always been based off of lived experience. In the industrial age, women were seen as the civilizing aspect of society. Men would go out into the greedy capitalistic world, and when they came home, they needed somebody to to temper them, bring them back home, to ground them, and that sort of thing. So it's always been. That's what the alcohol prohibition was all about. It was about lived experience. Our men are coming home, they're getting drunk. This is producing problems in the home. We need to do something about that. The mistake is we need to do something about it translates to we need the government to do something about it.
There ought to be a law.
That's the mistake.
Yeah.